What's up? Welcome to Mango Bay. We talk Eric Adams calling India Pakistan like 20 times. We talk about this Indian boy not wanting to tip in America. And in the Patreon, we talk about this Hanuman statue being erected and also Pranav's drama with a sort of wild situation.
Mango Bay, Mango Bay.
Mango Bay.
Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, Mango Bay, your Mango Bay.
For the exclusive content, don't forget to join our Patreon at patreon.com/MangoBay. Mango.
Bay. We're recording. Welcome to Mango Bay.
I want to say welcome to Mango Bay, if you can handle that. One-stop shop for South Asian recklessness.
We are gay.
We're two gay lovers.
My bad. No, that's
on
not
the
true.
way to Fire Festival.
Honcho. That's the thing. Do you know this? Honcho.
Is a new...
No, that's like the gay thing in New York.
What is
where
this?
It's like they all go out to the woods.
Yeah.
And
what?
And they just it's just like a gay rave out in the woods.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of ass splinters, I'm sure, dude. Banging on bark.
Possibly, yeah. That's what they're there for. They're doing it like bears. They're just getting up behind a tree and just grinding on a tree like a bear scratching its back.
They got a little honey coming down the tree.
Yeah, it's nice.
A lot of tent pitching going on.
Yeah,
Okay, they got it out there, Joe. Thank
Jesus
you.
Christ.
He spit it out.
It sounds like someone's fucking you in the ass while you were saying that. Jesus Christ. A lot of fuck.
I'll fix it in post. It's fine.
You'll fix it.
Don't do it, dude. Don't do it.
Don't do it. We
Don't
keep
do
things
it.
raw, authentic here.
No prep in this bitch.
No prep, no post. You understand?
If you know what I mean, no prep.
This is Honcho.
Usama,
No prep before, no prep after. Sorry.
my wife showed me some TikTok video. You were interviewed by like some trans woman in the park.
Yeah.
That was insane.
I love
what
it,
is
dude.
this?
I love it, dude. Everyone knows I'm a trans ally here. Everyone knows it. And
That's
y'all
true.
somehow like to make it seem like it's lame to love trans people.
Okay. And what was the video?
It was a lady, maybe. I forgot. Her name's Ananya. Their name is Ananya. And basically it was like quizzing me on like different...
What's your gender? None of your damn business.
And they were quizzing me on different like trans icons, and I was just messing up cutely. I was being straight about it. They're like, "Who's trans?" I was like, "Pink." Everyone's like, "Ah!" But you know what's crazy is usually I get so much hate from this side for being like, you know, anti, like, or not just goofy in a way that's like kind of irreverent. I was like, you know, making fun of trans people a little bit and just like being goofily straight on this interview question thing. But these Gen Z little trans girls on the TikTok are like, oh, he's so adorable. He's like being funny. I'm
Well,
like,
now that the Gen Zs are assuming control from the lame fucking millennials,
yeah.
like things are getting a little
Dude,
bit better.
they were enjoying my comedy.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, this is one of the good straights. He's adorable. I'm like, yeah. Y'all finally get it. That I'm not trying to curb stomp any of y'all. Jesus. So I was like very surprised at the comment section. I was like, yes. Thank you for realizing that I'm not evil.
It's a Gen Z thing.
Yes,
it's like the Gen
dude.
Zs are actually cooler than the millennials.
Dude.
The millennials are the ones who are like, nah,
And that's the ones I can hang out with. You know, that's the bare level.
yeah.
They are like that, dude. Yeah. Recycle.
Yeah. Millennials are 100% responsible for Donald Trump being in office and now getting ready to come back into office.
Yeah.
It's because everyone's so annoyed by them.
Dude, you know, these millennial women, they would be like, I don't like men, but I diffuse them by saying, like, what Harry Potter house would you be in? And they're like, oh, and you kind of set them off the trail.
And you're like, transphobe. And got your phone in their face.
Transphobe. But yeah, so and then basically I was just doing like this quiz thing, and Joe, you saw it, and you got annoyed that I was hanging out with one.
It was just something I would never watch if.
Apparently, it's something you would watch, Joe, because it was on your algorithm.
Absolutely.
I don't have TikTok. I don't have that Chinese spyware on my phone.
It was on your algo, Joe.
It was on Olivia's algo,
It was
yes.
on Olivia's.
Okay.
All good. Yeah, man, it was great. I was, you know, I love Tegan and Sarah. I got to express my love for Tegan and Sarah.
Who's
This
that?
little lesbian rock indie pop duo.
Oh, okay.
That I loved growing up. And they're twins and they're lesbian. Both.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's
too-
convenient.
That's, you know what I'm saying?
You know?
Start local. Think global, start local. You know what I'm saying?
You would think just Tegan would be gay just because of the name.
Yeah.
Tegan can't be a
Yeah,
real
she's
name.
the butch, and Sarah's the quote unquote lipstick.
Yeah.
The femme.
Bisexual, but no whore facts. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Let's get into some stories here. We got.
Oh wait, so did you see this thing on Twitter? I sent it
Yeah.
to you. It's with this guy. His name's Ishan Sharma. Truly a little bitch of the first order, right? I mean, oh god, let's pull it up. So this is a guy. I saw this on Twitter yesterday. Ishan Sharma, and you look at his face, you're like, I need to punch this.
I saw
need
that,
to
yeah.
drive my foot into you, through your face.
You get the cracked iPhone screen right now
You
because of
know,
just how much.
I need your grandparents, I need your ancestors to feel this punch.
He's a
Here's
human
what it
wedgie.
is. Tipping is such a scam in New York. Why do I pay extra just because restaurants pay minimum hourly wages? I ordered a crepe club sandwich and panini for $45, rupees 3,800. We paid $50 cash and the waiter just took the rest as tip. I asked for change and she said, you have to pay the tip, and went away. I asked, is it mandatory? And she just ignored me. And my friend, a local, felt guilty for not paying at least 20% tip. 20% for what? Insane!
Insane.
And you look at a picture of this guy. I'm going to put it up here just so you can
Let's get a
see
quick
the
look here.
punchability of this. He looks like the brown Rachel Maddow. Okay. Let's just get it right up in there if you can see that. Just the most hateable looking dude imaginable.
This is what I looked like 5 years ago. So I don't know.
That is not what you look like.
I just
He's
wanna
got
say that.
the translucent eye spec frames.
I had those.
Just the Rachel Maddow haircut.
Dude, he just won the science fair, wanted to get a meal.
Yeah. Now, so people really went hard on this guy, right? And of course, there's people who just love to hate India online now. And in
course.
general, people want to hate India, period. Bring it, bitch. And then, of course, there's a lot of NRI Indians, like Indians like us.
Yes.
Who were like, bro, you can't do that. But then there's the Indians from India who are really, there was like a bit of a India on NRI war going on over the tipping, right?
Yeah.
Indians from India really trying to defend to the death their right to be cheap. You know what I mean? And look, actually, I realize that there are merits to both sides of this. Like, I still think this kid just the most hateable face imaginable. Like, his face, he looks like somebody who would refuse to tip and be like, rationally speaking, I don't think you should get a tip because your wage laws are not, like, right? I don't know why I should have to pay for your society's deficiencies or whatever, right? Like, he looks like the kind of guy who would say that.
He's the kind of guy who's like at the end of class, he's like, didn't we have homework?
Yeah, didn't we have homework?
Didn't we have homework?
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, what about the homework? Weren't we supposed to have a quiz today?
He's the kind of guy who got bullied and like liked it. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. He was like,
They're
yeah,
bullying me
bring
'cause
it.
I rock.
Bring it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's just totally
Just the worst concept.
the worst concept of a human, right?
He's
But that's,
rich, but grew up a little privileged in India.
he's like a YouTuber in India,
yeah,
apparently,
right. So he has money.
I went to his Twitter. He's like, he had like the startup vibes. He's
Yeah.
like, 18, I dropped out of college. 19, I started Instagram. Now at age 20, I have 1 million followers on YouTube. I was like,
Yetev.
go fuck yourself.
Your voice of showing this guy's complete
Yeah.
dicklessness is great.
Truly.
Yetev.
Truly. Yeah, on YouTube.
Yetev. He's a little bitch. I grew up with this kind of guy. I grew up with this guy. Plano was run by these little kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Every science fair, bro. What would happen if I did this or whatever? And they'd win. These little idiots, man, with their fucking ties that are
And
too
they want to
big.
get into your business about what you're doing
Dude.
and critique your shit. But listen, I found it was a very interesting battle between NRIs and actual Indians.
Right.
Right? This is like the battle of the cheapskates, right? NRIs are defending the right to tip, Indians defending their right to be cheap.
Right.
And I realized actually that they're both kind of right?
Okay, how so?
On the one hand, it's like you shouldn't come to a country where there's a specific custom and be like, actually,
Right.
no, I don't think so.
Right.
On the other hand, he's not wrong about tipping culture. And it's not like India is the only place in the world that don't tip, right? And it's not like Indians and black people don't like to tip that much. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like people don't love to tip, but it is a custom to tip here. And you should be tipping 15% if it's just kind of okay service, or if it's just standard good service, you go 20,
Right.
and then you keep increasing it the better and better the service and your whole experience is. right? But so you had the NRIs who were just like, don't fucking give Indians a black eye, man. They're going to hate us, man. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Then the Indians are like, fuck you fucking NRI loser. It's not our fault that your labor practices in the States are bullshit.
I will say I really enjoy now this new concept of the lack of lionization of the NRI lifestyle. So like maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was like, go to America, get a job in America, become American. And now Indians are like, you pussy.
Somewhat. I think this is more like the past 5 years.
A little bit.
So
now it's a little newer, right? This concept of like, Indian pride of like, no, I have an accent that rocks, and you're stupid.
Which I support all that.
No, I love it.
It's interesting though, because they're also kind of Anglophiles, right? The kinds who are waging all these battles and stuff.
But they look at American Indians as like kind of like traitors a little bit or losers in a way that I enjoy now. It's a little bit more of an even playing field. That's all I'm going to say. It is. You know, I do the people with serving. I used to serve. At a restaurant, the pay is nothing. So you need the tips.
Yes, I've also waited tables before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Where at?
In Pennsylvania growing up.
Oh, yeah.
I worked in restaurants when I was 19, 20 years old.
What's the restaurant? Arby's or what?
No, these are... Fucker. Roast beef? How dare you? How dare you say I roast beef? No.
Arby's is a compliment. That's the best fast food out of all of them.
I've never eaten at Arby's. The whole concept of roast beef disgusts me, actually. But just looking at it, I'm like, ew.
The cheddar edition? Like, it's already disgusting. You add like a cheddar bomb to it?
Oh, God. A cheddar bomb.
I've been to an Arby's once in my life. Every picture looked the same. Like everything on the menu was the same thing. It was like bacon, burger, bacon, bacon.
They got seasoned Arby's fries. They're curly fries with seasoning on them.
Those are good.
Really good.
The curly fries are good.
Joe, that's disgusting.
I worked at like some like local restaurants in PA, right? There was like a local chain, sandwich chain that I worked at. I worked in the kitchen there. I worked the grill there.
I didn't know this, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I've got a lower middle class vibe to me.
Okay,
although we were very firmly middle class.
Of course. But like you run with the peasants a little bit. So you are Bengali a little bit. It's
good.
I knew a little Bengali lifestyle.
Yeah, I was scurrying around with a big box on my back.
Right. Does anything look more like they're going to lose the battle than like a Bengali man with like food in a box on their back? Like, dude, this looks bad.
That's my favorite Patrice O'Neill bit, though, when he's talking about how we need Mexicans. He's like, who the fuck else is going to ride a bicycle on the freeway to deliver you a panini?
Mexicans, best minority group that's ever been.
Yeah.
I will never hate. In fact, when I see them watching porn in the back of like their restaurants, I look with a kind eye. Yes, exactly. I told you about this, right? In Jimmy John's. These fucking Mexican guys be like, Usama, come look. And it's just the most horrific porn.
You think it's like another 9/11 or something? It's like,
I wish 9/11. I wish. Less tragic than what's going on in that fucking video. Yeah.
So what would they show you?
Oh, 9/11, but with like tits everywhere. It's like so horrific.
Check it out, Holmes. This is 9/11 of tits.
A tit explodes. 9/11 of tits. They were crazy, man. They were absolutely wild.
Yeah.
But this kid, right? So now he's like, what? He's just like, is he coming back? Is he on the reply game as well?
No, he didn't. I mean, he's probably just kind of engagement farming. You know what I mean? But it is a valid, interesting discussion in terms of Indians are cheap in general.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
It's like they're just wrapping up their own cheapness within some ideological thing about like your society is fucked up if you need to dip or whatever, you know?
I mean, my dad was the same way. My dad has a lot of the same qualities as this fucking nebbish little loser, you know? Why you want to buy anything, right? And then he comes back home with like 7 pants that cost $7. It's like you still pay $49. I mean, it's like a weird thing. Like they're so cheap that it can eat its own head sometimes.
Definitely, yeah.
I bought 17 shirts for only $100.
They're made of real paper.
The best sack lunch material ever. Yeah, it's like I wonder why it's like why rainbow fashion or rainbow clothes is only black women, black girls. It should be a bunch of black women and Indian uncles just hanging out together. Hello there, Tanisha. I'm here for the clearance.
Clearance at Rainbow.
What is clearance in Rainbow? Boxes with holes in them? Jesus Christ. Oh, I get clearance rack at the clearance store. Let's talk about, what's at the back of a Goodwill? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Rainbow.
I used to work at a restaurant in Niagara Falls, so you get all cultures, right? And
This is where it became racist.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it had all cultures.
This is the
let's
beginning
say.
of the villain story. Yeah. Got kicked by an Indian
Not
man.
an auspicious beginning, Jeff.
If I waited tables and all I saw was groups of Gujarati Indians,
Oh,
like
God,
I'm on
no.
the way to be the
No.
most annoying people on earth.
No.
Horseshoe falls. Horseshoe falls. So wait, what happened?
Back to the tipping thing. One of the servers had a great idea. She was like, there should be a law where if you can't produce an American driver's license, automatic gratuity on the bill. I always thought it was a great idea.
That is hilarious.
That's a good idea because it's also Europeans
Also,
who do this.
if there's apostrophes in your name, same concept.
Give me an example.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I think we're talking about Arabs at first.
It's a dash thing.
It's a dash thing.
Apostrophes or dashes in the name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Immediate gratuity.
You mean white liberal women that hyphenate their last name?
Exactly.
Fucking Shaniqua's out here, bro.
It's the white liberal men also who hyphenate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
And Pranav Behari, you know,
Jackson.
Mayweather or whatever.
I mean, dude, we never had a going to restaurant culture growing up. My dad hated outside food.
Yeah.
But, you know, he was against tipping. He always hated that concept. But it's like, dude, he worked in London as a server too. So what happens on the way here that you just become a piece of shit? Like, I don't know what it is about. Maybe it's something in the American way of life that you just want to be combative or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like, we never went out. So I didn't know about tipping once. One time, me and my boy Krishnan, you know, the Cro-Magnon boy, genius Cro-Magnon friend of mine. We went to Fogo de Chão. And
Like a Brazilian steakhouse
there
or
was
whatever?
steakhouse, right? And bro, I think he was like a super, you know, the hill guy, liked Alex Jones for his ideas and not just the vibe.
I like this guy.
You would love Krishnan.
Yeah.
You would love this guy. He was the one who got me even remotely political. This guy was just a super, like the same way you're into like geopolitics, he's the same way. And we had the best time eating all the meats. He's like this big ass dude. We're eating all the fucking meat, hanging out. We're like salad bar, right? We're enjoying it. And then he's like, "What do we tip at the end?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Like it was 19 Colombian dudes that said, "Who's getting the money?"
Yeah.
Right. So we're like, "We don't got a tip. Let's get out of here." So as we walk out, right? We have such a good time. We're enjoying ourselves. I start taking pictures of him, like in front of this like large thing. He starts taking a picture of me. All of a sudden, this white lady with pink hair comes up, just crying almost. She's like, "Was the service to your liking?" And we were like, "Yeah, it was great. Thank you. So fun." And then we
You
left.
pat her on her pink
Literally.
head.
Her hair changed color with every tap. Yeah, it was great. Thank you so much. Stuffed. And then we
Here's the
left.
tip for you. Study harder. That way you won't have to be subservient to me anymore.
Maybe don't waste your tip on hair dye, huh? Bitch. So we just like moseyed away, no tip. And I feel bad about that because I didn't understand about the pool system. It's probably a pool system. You put tip and everyone gets it. But we were like, we don't know which Colombian this is going to. So we shall take our money elsewhere.
Yeah, you guys are definitely responsible for like some hate crime that happened then, like within the next 2 weeks in Plano, Texas.
I don't even know if it was a Colombian guy getting angry or like the
Yeah.
pink-haired lesbian.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. When it comes to tipping, do you tip Ubers?
No.
Ooh, I do. You don't tip Ubers?
Well, you originally didn't have to, and I thought that was the awesome part about Uber.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that is kind of the thing,
I
right?
don't
It's not
know.
like a normal
I
cab.
don't know.
I don't do Ubers. I don't do anything over the counter service. Fuck that.
I have to steel myself against the counter because now everything got a tip now. The Clover thing.
Yeah, and then it's like I
bro.
look at like the white girl who's looks like a Maori warrior or whatever with like the face tattoos and stuff, and then I look at the tip. It's like, do you want to leave a 30% tip? And I'm like, do you want to blow me? You know?
Because then I'll give you 10.
Yeah, I mean,
If you blow
no,
me.
like not even if you blow me, no.
What?
You know,
You wouldn't give 10 for a blown to completion?
No, of course
God damn.
not.
Brutal.
No, I don't want to give you 30%. You
That
just
is so
walked
wild.
over there and you picked something out of a cooler and then you handed it to me. Like,
Thanks.
no, fuck off.
You know what's crazy? When they start at 25, some of them. You even
Yeah,
said
I
it.
know.
Would you want to give 25 or 30 or 35% tip? Like, what do you want to give?
That's when you go custom 0.
Custom -3. Can I take some money from your fucking pink ass?
Always tip deliveries.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay, good. Do you guys don't tip Ubers? I did not know this. I don't know.
I have before, but it's not something that I do custom. And if I'm wrong about this, I'd love to hear from people
You
listening.
know, I'm all in on not tipping Ubers. I love this concept.
I only tip them if they're really cool.
When they don't say
What does
anything.
that mean, Joe?
So
It's
like if
they're
they
smoking crack or
if they're-
something.
If they're not brown,
If they
bitch.
seem like a nice person who isn't mean.
He's
Yeah.
like, if this is a non-brown Uber,
I
he's like,
literally
in the
literally-
rare occasion of a white Uber driver,
It seems like
Joe catches a
I will say
Serbian.
I've tipped more white people than brown guys, probably. But
then
it's
if
not
you-
a race thing. It's because they're like, welcome to my car. Have a bottle of water. Have a, and it's
instead
I'm
of
like,
just like Quran sounds.
they're not on a phone call that never ends.
Yeah, exactly.
phone call that never ends. It is one long phone call from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
One time there was this black guy driver, and we listened to jazz. And we talked about like jazz, and of course I tipped him. So they just got to
A
be
human
cool.
connection. But it is, then it becomes a little bit like almost like you're like a boy king, you know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's like, did he
Did he
entertain me?
entertain me?
Was I amused?
Was I amused, boy? Here's some scraps for the table.
It pleased me. $2.
He played me some of his tribal sounds
Yes.
through facts.
I don't want a coldness to my Uber driver.
I do. I want an Uber driver who's just quiet, doesn't say shit.
Bro. When I open the Uber and it says like Li Shangchui is 3 minutes away, I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah,
fucking
no.
jackpot. Jackpot.
Yeah, but they're really bad drivers.
You know, no.
They
My
keep
favorite
riding
Uber.
that brake the whole time.
Yeah.
But they don't talk. And you know what I love, dude? Oh, the fucking handicap van Asian guy. You know what I'm saying? There's like hazmat tarp between me and him. Give me that guy. Li Shangxue, tarp. The pedophile van.
Oh my god.
Ultimate Uber.
Did I tell you about this Uber I took when I was in LA back in May? I remember I got into like a nice red Tesla Uber.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, LA, nice. And I get in and I see a guy, and I'm assuming he's Israeli because he's got like a big beard and stuff, but he's got like dreads tied up. I'm like, this is some hacky sacking motherfucker straight off the kibbutz or whatever. And I'm talking to this Uber driver, and we're kind of talking. He's like, where are you from, bro? He just won't shut up. He's like, what do you do? What are you out here for? I'm like, oh, I'm a comedian. Yeah, I'm out doing some shows. Yeah, I'm doing this. I was in Denver. Yeah, I had a web series, that. He's really fishing out the information. I'm like, where are you from, bro? He's like, Afghanistan. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Immediately, sympathy meter high.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, oh, damn, man. That's, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Whoa.
Cool. Afghanistan. He's like, yeah, it's cool. And then I'm like, you ever get to go back? He's like, no, I want to, brother. But they are, the situation there is very tough, and I'm like, okay, I'm okay, and then like 3 minutes later, you remember he kind of mumbles to me. He's like, but anyway, I've got a pilot I'm working on. I'm kind of out there trying to do the acting thing. I'm like, holy shit, the Taliban needs to reclaim this guy immediately.
Are you sure you have the right pilot he was talking about?
I knew you guys I was like, when you going to say the pilot thing? Anyway.
I'm working on a pilot
I
to
know.
crash a plane.
His name is Akbar. Hilarious. Yeah, every fucking
Yeah.
person in LA. You'll be like some lady on the street, like just like passing out, shaking from crack, and she's like, "I have a screenplay before I go."
That was it. I was like, God damn, LA is so toxic, dude.
You can't even care about a refugee.
I was like,
there.
we need the Taliban here now,
Can
actually.
you? But even in 2 days, they'd be like, "So I'm working on a new one-man show called The Time I Killed My Brother."
How I killed your mother.
How I killed your mother. How I assaulted your mother. How I stoned your mother.
How I stoned your mother.
How I stoned your mother. The show. We're doing a spin-off on Cheers called Allahu Akbar. Actually.
Yeah, we're doing a reboot of that show, Wings. It's called Flames. Flames.
We're doing a reboot of MASH called Crash, okay?
I'm writing a show called Everybody Loves Rashad.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Funny. That's so sad.
No, it wasn't. It was not at all. Because then I got the measure of him. I'm like, this guy probably has some corrupt shit going on in Afghanistan. He was like too well groomed. He didn't look like a grubby refugee from Afghanistan. You know what I mean?
You don't think they showered once they get here?
No, dude, listen, the dreadlocks.
Grumpy? Like
No, listen to me. Listen to me. The bone structure, right? I'm like, this guy's way too well fed and nourished. You know, the dreadlocks. I'm like, this guy, I'm actually still not convinced he's not Israeli, actually.
Oh.
Maybe he's just cosplaying.
Cosplaying as a big
I'm
cat.
from, the Middle East, if you know what I mean.
Method acting as a refugee?
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I mean, dude, LA is devoid of all love, especially in that area maybe that you were in. That Wilshire area. That's near Hollywood, right?
Yeah, we were in Hollywood.
Boom. That place. You know what's awesome in LA? Hawthorne. Fucking, there's a bunch of Mexican bikers doing coke there. I tell you, I did a show there once.
Yeah.
In Hawthorne. It was like in a secret, it was during COVID, it was like a rundown squatter's den. And I walked in.
Didn't you almost get killed or something?
Yeah. It was a Mexican biker party. And then I started roasting the fucking... And there was like two whores sitting on a father-son duo. Well, most insane show I've ever done in my life. It was in Hawthorne, California.
They sound amazing.
It was fun because I didn't get murdered.
Yeah.
You know? But, like most convicts and stuff like that are really fun people. It's just
they're great people, dude. You want to have a good time.
Right. But you sometimes too good.
Yeah.
But it's just like you just have to like make sure you
Sometimes
don't go.
without asking. You know?
But sometimes you just got to make sure you don't go to the wrong conversational flow.
Yeah.
You're like, while you're having a good time, don't be like, what's that tear tattoo for?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't ruin the vibe.
Prison, huh? That must have been crazy, dog. Like, you don't know.
Did you ever get
Holmes.
butt fucked?
Yeah.
The level of ease people ask that with.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like the second question. It's like, hey, so how long were you there? Also, butt sex?
Yeah.
That was not consensual. It's like question 2 for jail people.
As soon as you hear jail, that's the first thing you hear. Thing in your mind is just like, did you get raped? Did you get raped? Did you rape? Did you rape? Did you rape? Did you rape?
Did you? Did you get?
Yeah.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Did you engage?
Were you a part of this at all? It's a wonder to me that any man will ever perform any crime ever. You know what I mean? Because it's just like,
And why isn't Elton John performing more crimes?
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Why isn't Sam Smith jaywalking more? But
He jaywalked his way into a romantic situation in Folsom County Jail.
He's going to get to jail through the level of jaywalking. This is your 700th infraction. You're going to jail finally. Of jaywalking. What you in for? Well, you're about to be jay-fucking now, buddy.
Jay-fucking.
All right, next
Speaking
story.
of, did you read about this thing with Eric Adams
Yeah, so basically...
at the India Day celebration?
This is amazing. You sent me this a couple days ago. Basically, Eric Adams, mayor of New York, was
Yes.
at an Indian Day parade. Independence
He's
Day.
kind of a civil rights icon, the first truly retarded mayor of any major city in the United States.
Absolutely.
He is like the Rosa Parks of retarded people.
Listen to him like say any speech ever.
Yeah. He peaked when he publicly went and got his ears pierced at Claire's.
That was huge.
Yeah,
At
that
the
was like that was like the moment that
It was
made
still
him
bleeding too on the fucking TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I was still like put some saline solution on that, please, buddy. Jesus Christ! But he basically kept referencing India and calling it.
He kept calling it Pakistan. He kept calling it, and everyone else is like India. And maybe he misheard them, and he thought they were saying like
India.
yeah, India.
Imagine if during like a Holocaust speech, you're like, it was so bad for the Germans what happened to them.
6 million
Jews,
Germans,
6 million Germans,
and Poles destroyed.
One guy's like, Jews. Nope, shut up. So anyway, the Germans, dude, that's so insane. What a gaffe. That's like
Quite
the most
gaffe.
opposite thing you could possibly
Quite the
say.
gaff. And he kept referring to like Little Pakistan. I'm like, where is Little Pakistan? It's called Bangladesh, first of all. Just kidding. But
Hilarious.
but I was like, where's Little Pakistan? Have you ever heard of this?
I've never heard of this.
I've never heard of a Little Pakistan.
No, not at all. I mean, I think maybe like in Brooklyn, there's like Pakistanis there, but
There's no little Pakistan.
I mean, I don't know, dude.
You know?
The mosque.
The mosque, that's what I was thinking.
Little Pakistan.
But he kept calling India Pakistan.
Bro, that's not just once. It's multiple times.
Multiple times. And I would 100% support this if this is the other way around, because, you know, Akan Bharat and Jai Bharat, Bharat Mata Ki Jai. But, man.
The other way.
You know what I mean?
I can't even imagine.
It's like confusing Hall with Oates. You know what I mean?
That's not what.
You know, it's just like the lesser of the two.
You know, when Hitler wrote Night, I realized what a strong writer he was. You know, it was. It is insane. First of all, Elie Wiesel, one of the true badasses of the age.
Depends who you ask.
I love him.
Yeah,
I love him. First of all, if you survived Auschwitz, I love you.
That's
Does that
a
make
good
sense?
point. That's a good point.
You can cheat on your wife now.
That's a good point.
Buddy.
Yeah, you should get mad pussy privileges.
You should be able to fucking anybody you want.
You just show that blue tattoo. Everyone should drop their drawers for you. You know?
Hey, I was in Auschwitz. Okay, let's fuck now.
Yeah.
Why'd you cheat on me? Because Auschwitz.
Yeah, because Auschwitz.
Auschwitz. Do the dishes. Auschwitz. Auschwitz.
What is this? I feel like I'm back in Auschwitz right now. You want me to do the dishes? Jesus.
You know a woman would find a way out of that.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? They missed a spot, didn't they? Women are cruel.
Women are cruel. They're evil.
The true knight. Anyway, Eric Adams, dumb as fuck. There's nothing else to say about this. Why would he do that multiple times? You think it's almost too much? It's almost like he's doing it on purpose, dude. Like who?
That's what it felt
India's
like.
not some like side country that no one knows about. Dude.
That's what it felt like. I was like, he's either gone just completely retarded and demented.
Yeah.
You know?
If it was like Bangladesh becomes Pakistan, bro, I get it. He probably doesn't know what Bangladesh is.
Yeah.
Malaysia becomes Singapore. Okay, so fucking something like that. India
and Pakistan.
Brother, what the fuck is going on?
I mean...
Well, you know what's interesting is that Brooklyn people, or even deep Brooklyn people, or people who grew up in like Queens, sometimes are like knowledgeable in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? They'll see an Indian and be like, what are you, Sri Lankan? It's like, oh, you know too much, and now you think, you know, you go too deep into the knowledge of it when it's more simple. Could be that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like black people usually love most people. Mm-hmm. They're not good at labeling. You know what I'm saying? That's why they have so many nicknames.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, look, I get it's confusing. This is just another case for Akan Bharat, though. You know what I mean? It's like, does Bangladesh need to be a country? Does Pakistan need to be a country? Does Sri Lanka? As Stalin pointed out when he looked at a map and he saw Sri Lanka, so he was like, "What is that?" They're like, "Oh, it's Ceylon." He's like, "Why isn't it India?" Great point.
Well, I believe in nation states being written through ethno-linguistic values, so I will keep my Bangladesh. And I'll take West Bengal from you, actually.
Nah, they don't want to go with you.
I'm taking it.
Yeah,
we speak the same language, bro. Ethno-linguistics are the most powerful connector of humans, I think. I don't think India actually should be one country. Whoa. I'm just kidding. I could give a fuck. But honestly,
Usama just had an opinion, then he just completely walked it back.
This is how
non-confrontational this guy is. He hates confrontation.
I do, but also I don't. You know, also if I don't know enough, also I don't give a fuck. Also, you know, like, is India truly like as a question? Would it be served in such a big country? Like, do you think the people could be better served if you just go through ethno-linguistic lines? Truly.
No, you should work for the CIA, though, with that kind of thinking. But
Touch the nerve.
No, but...
Touch the nerve.
I mean, if you want to talk about that...
Again, dude, I'm always forthright about my lack of knowledge, and I'm always just goofily saying shit. But also, like, you know, why not?
So there's many different arguments around this, right? And this is where the whole like kind of Hindutva controversy kind of comes from, right? Is because the fact of the matter is that all these countries were very much united by a cultural through line, which cut across all of these linguistic lines.
Which is what?
Dharma.
Hinduism, but
Dharma.
Hinduism, Dharma of some sort.
Yes.
Okay. Dharmic peoples. Dharmistan.
Dharmistan.
I like that.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Sure.
Now, in the same vein,
Dharma Rashtra.
in the same vein, Pakistan would be a country because of its own principles of Islam or whatever in terms of finding God, right?
Right, but Islam was not a strong enough thing to keep them together on a cultural level, right? Instead, that's why Pakistan is in such the shit state that it's in.
Is that a causation fallacy? Are we sure it's because of that? and not just
Well, it's a big part of
deeply
it,
corrupt
right?
politicians.
No,
and
it's a huge part of it.
right,
though,
right. Militaristic undoings of the country. I'm not sure if it's just because it's Islamic. In fact,
Well, why did Bangladesh break away from Pakistan?
Bangladesh was having, well, they were again ethno-linguistically different, right? So they were like, we don't, 1,000 miles away.
Right, but when the
Ethno-linguistic-
Razakars wanted to correct that,
Of course.
and purify the country,
100%, but
well,
kill
how did they
Hindus.
refer to it as destroying the Hindus, liquidating the Hindus?
Sure, but the concept was Bengaliness itself as well. Again, a big part was Hindu, but also they didn't like that fucking, they were like trying to be uppity. Mujib was like, fuck you, well, we won, so fuck off. So it wasn't just kill all the Hindus. It's definitely deeply part of that.
No, it was they
Operation
wanted
Searchlight.
to be like a Muslim nation, right?
Right,
but it wasn't based on Bengali identity. If it was, then West Bengal would have voted to go with them as well.
Well, Bengal was already part of India, no?
Bengal is part of India. This
Right.
is my point.
But
this is my point.
the concept was Mujib had a lock-in in Bangladesh, right? This is our people, blah, blah, blah. We speak the same language. We are the same people. There's enough cultural differences that we can be our own country. So that's, but how is the Islam of it the issue?
That is 100% the issue. That's 100% why it ever went and joined East Pakistan or West Pakistan, right?
Well, they were forced into it, no?
How were they? They weren't forced into it.
The one. No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, no. They weren't forced into being Pakistani. Then they realized, oh, Pakistani is a retarded idea. You
that
know,
makes
we
sense.
have nothing in common with them.
That makes sense.
We
That
are
makes sense.
Bengali, right?
Boom.
And then they wanted to kind of crystallize the Bengali identity, but it was an more Islamic identity than anything.
What, the Bengali identity is Islamic?
Well, no, that's
No.
that's what Bangladesh is about, right?
Yes,
yeah.
yes. But Bangladesh Bengali identity is not devoid of, it does not deal with Hinduness or Muslimness. So the concept of it is we are one nation of Bengali speakers. Now, obviously on the ground floor, you have a lot of Muslims who got Hindu issues, blah, blah, blah. But it's not so quite simple, our
Well,
biggest...
the Bengali language, right, is, and I believe this is a thing even within Bangladesh, right? Even if how you speak Bengali, it varies from place to place. So there's people who speak a more Sanskritized sort of Bengali.
Sure.
Right,
Well,
which is kind of a more proper Bengali
Sure,
as
sure.
well.
Bangla is not just from Sanskrit. It's actually, there's a lot of other influences. So it's got less...
Hit me with them.
Time to Google.
No, never mind. Okay. But I'm just saying, nor is Hindi
Right.
something that is pure Sanskrit.
Of
Only
course, of
pure
course.
Sanskrit is
Let me
pure
see.
Sanskrit, right? But the fact is that it is an Indic society, right?
Sure.
It is an Indic culture, right? Indic culture is very tied up with Dharma.
Right, Magadha Prakrit.
Prakrit, oh, interesting.
Prakrit,
Wow, that's not Indian at all. Whoa.
But in general, I mean, again, the tone has shifted here, by the way, for no reason, because I had one thought, and that's always
Well,
what
listen,
happens.
let's follow the thought.
For sure.
Let's follow the thought.
But again, this is great into our next topic is that, in these conversations, sometimes you can get a little bit of a dark edge.
No, I don't. What
little
I
bit.
have is a very severe intolerance for untruth. is
And
what I
again,
have.
not everything's untruth. Sometimes we're just expounding upon different concepts. It's not all just...
Well, I'm not talking about you.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a dark edge towards you.
Right,
I'm
right.
just asking questions.
That's all it is. But just on a just a charisma level, things change. Dark clouds start forming a little bit. That's all I'll say. My guy.
Yeah. What? I mean, I don't understand the.
No. It's all good. But yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of bias, I guess, with Bangladesh. But again, I love the concept of unified India as well. I mean, Indians are
I
Indian.
mean, you were just like India shouldn't be a whole country.
saying shit to fucking be, cute, and then
I mean, Bangladesh shouldn't. It's only 1971.
sure. But no, but I guess my main point, I guess, if there is one, is that on a linguistic value, it makes sense. It makes sense to have its own country based on shared language values, shared cultural values. And are we that close to Pakistan? No. Are we that close to India? Not into the level that would warrant going back into the country, in my opinion. No?
No, I would not recommend India try to reabsorb Bangladesh
Right.
either.
That's my take.
Right? It's like way too radicalized.
It's become its own thing, right? If I'm wrong, tell me. Man, you know, I always defer to you in these fucking matters.
No, you shouldn't. You should stand your ground.
No, it's not some ground I'm standing on. I'm just pontificating. You know what I'm saying? with these kind of concepts, I know just enough to have a little bit of an idea, but also I like to learn about it. If I don't know enough, I'll fucking defer. There's no ego towards this concept, to my knowledge or lack thereof. That's all it is.
Okay, good.
Personally, I think it ruins the vibe sometimes. When I have one idea, because you get like, actually, you're a little bitch, and I'm gonna fuck you in the butt.
It's not like you were making a joke. You were saying something. You were making a serious assertion. Why can't we just follow up with it?
I'm sure, but it was like more like just like mango talk. You know what I'm saying? It became like this thing of like, why? Cite your sources, APA, MLA.
Not true.
Like,
I just literally just asking the questions, I mean, look, here's the thing, right? If you want to keep dividing, it's like, well, maybe all of Bangladesh shouldn't just be its own country,
sense,
right?
dude.
Maybe Sylhet, right?
Sure.
They're very different. Their vibes are very different, right? From people in Chittagong or whatever.
Well, I guess, again, if we're going that direction, is that so wrong? The idea of going back to like communities and villages being loosely connected villages and communities being the quark of power, right? I don't think that's a bad thing. Seems like it, but maybe the world's gotten too globalized for that concept to even exist anymore. But I don't know.
No, I mean, that's just all that does is lead the way for you to be completely wiped out as a civilization.
Probably then we go back into like fucking Mongol style like raids and shit. Perhaps.
So then you're just inviting in the end of Bengaliness or the end of Indianness or whatever.
Right. The Assyrians are no longer a thing, right? For a reason. So again, probably there is benefits to nation statism, I guess, at this point for sure. With the level of weapons we have now, probably it would not behoove you to be like a fucking independent Sylheti nation. But the idea is attractive to me. The idea of having little villages where everyone's like, hanging out and like that's one community and everyone can race each other. I like that.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great. And why not like live in caves and stuff too?
Why not?
Like live in some caves.
It's not. So far, we're doing good. I think so far, yes. What else?
It's like, what's wrong with eating people?
Boom.
You know what I mean?
Or that's not an issue so far. I'm not saying anything wrong. I feel like I'm good now. Still, when are you gonna pick the thing from under me and I'm an idiot? What about I eat your mom? Oh no, he got me.
It was her time,
dude. I don't see. Identifying something outside of your own maybe nuclears. A village should be the most amount of people you should possibly care about. In a way, right? Yeah, you can be like Pakistan, Bangladesh, India.
I mean, nationalism is retarded, right?
So
it is a fundamentally retarded concept because every country is too big on a certain level, right?
Yeah.
To claim that you are somehow identified with everybody else in the nation, So pube.
Spittle from your
in my rant, my anger. So I mean, there is something to that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's always like what will create the most love amongst the most people. And frequently, it's not nation state. It's like it would be villages, ideally. Now, that's maybe like an idealistic way of looking at it because the world is now way more destructive and potentially destructive than before. So these are ideas that are of a Bronze Age era, probably that would work. But that's in my mind the ideal situation. One village, 200 people. That's your whole life. You care about them. You love them. You sustain yourself from them.
Yeah.
And you fuck.
Not a lot of fucking there. That's a lot of incest there. Village of 200.
Yeah, you have the other village 200. Boom. Mix and mingle. You got the village 200 there. Fucking, then we got some.
Yeah, and then you have a nation state. And before
it
you know
always
it.
happens. I know. What if we have a little limit? Just
I had to bring it in terms of fucking for you to fully understand the necessity of this.
Do we need nation state? I don't know. Again, maybe on a fucking level, I get it. But maybe we can do it we can have a nation state for just fucking. But really, again, you still keep the village world.
And we're back to Honcho.
Right. And then you're fucking. And then there's like a fucking zone. You can have like a fucking zone.
Yeah.
Like a little area you can fuck.
Yeah.
And then you go back to your village. And then the women go to the man's village. And that becomes a bigger thing. And then, of course, you don't want to have a woman anymore. So one child policy. And if you have a woman, you kill it or something.
You know what this actually reminds me of?
China.
This reminds me of your scene in Problematic, episode 2 of the web series, where you're talking to the dad and he's asking you to spell your name. You know what I mean? It's like a very similar. You're kind of going and you're kind of smiling because you're like, what the fuck am I going into right now?
Dude, I'm not even really saying anything of note, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying my life right now.
Well, for sure.
I wasn't purporting I made any points. I wasn't purporting anything, even against you, my leader. Just having a good time.
Yeah, having a good time.
And you're changing the energy.
Listen, dude, I asked the questions and you got nervous and then you said I was changing the energy.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you say something, I'm going to ask you.
Dude, it was literally on some like offhand shit that wasn't even like on some like the same way I say come on your boys. It was the same thing. But come on your boys you take in very easily.
Yeah.
And anything Indian becomes a statement. Does that make sense?
No, but listen.
But imagine a gay guy who's very like angrily gay. He's like, come on your boys. What do you mean come on your boys? What do you mean by that? Come on your boys, huh? No, you said something, so just keep going with that. I'm like, I just said come on your boys. You see what I'm saying? The difference a little bit?
I mean, listen, we're going in and out of serious conversations, right?
All I'm saying is someone who took come seriously would take the come on your boys seriously and the India comment less seriously. Whereas you would take come on your boys a lot seriously, but then the India comment. But really, both had the tangible energy of come on your boys. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say?
Sure.
I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Should we wrap it up?
No.
Okay.
How would you come on your boys then, dude?
Okay, that's fine.
Take it off. Come on your boys. You see what I'm saying though? Like, you see what I was trying to say right there?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. It's all goof. It's all great. India's a failed state.
Yeah.
Obviously not.
The world is a failed state.
Oh my God. I was like, come on your boy style. I was like, what if India wasn't a country? You're like, what if I killed your mom? When I was like, what if I actually killed your mom?
Look, that's not true. I just asked, right? And I tried to like
you see what I'm saying?
direct it into understanding, right? Why it is a unified place, right? And why they found justification for it.
Sure.
And that was all.
That's it.
That was all.
The dharmic comment made a lot of sense.
So that's all.
And I'm just giving the same grace to Muslims. You know, hey, if you're a Muslim, you want to do like a state too. Do it.
It's called Saudi Arabia.
Boom.
Okay.
Or Indonesia.
Is that mostly Saudi Arabia?
Indonesia, they're doing fine. They're smoking a lot, but they're not killing people, are they?
That's true. Bali is nice and happy, just sitting there chilling, being
the Buddhist
being
part,
the place where
bitch.
people want to go. The Hindu, but this part.
You're like, well, the Muslims aren't. They're doing great over there.
That's where people like to visit, you know. But Indonesia is an interesting place because they don't like try to erase all the foundational things of their culture, right? So they're still into things like the Ramayana or whatever, right?
Wait, are we on Patreon right now?
No.
You gotta tell everybody
Okay.
what's the store.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, we're coming up on Patreon. We're going to talk about our Brown of the Week, and we've got another story
About what?
about
Pranav's.
and then we got a personal jungly story
Personal
about me.
wild story about Pranav's
Expulsion.
self-expulsion, self-exile.
Yeah,
It's great, actually.
it's good. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Make it fits with what we were just talking about.
Absolutely.
Your mango big.